Fanbase. And YouTube, what's good, what's good, what's good? It's Fanbase Ambassador Queen Mo. Welcome to Monica Love TV, aka Fanbase Ambassador Queen Mo. What's good, what's good, what's good? Thank you for joining me for another Fanbase. Fanbase is love. This broadcast is always dedicated to the positive things outside of life, news networks, ask questions, much more, onboarding questions, and much more, hot topics, and much more going around in the fan base street. Spreading love and positivity and shining light on information and people that's seen and not seen. If you new, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that love fan base. Make sure y'all definitely go ahead and check the chat section out. Go ahead and check the chat section out. And if you want to invest in fan base, please make sure you guys, both of you guys, check your links. We are streaming live on fan base and streaming watch party in the audio room on fan base. So information is available in you guys' chat. But welcome. Y'all, let me tell you something. We coming in, you like, dang, it ain't 3:30. No. I'm coming in today because we got a lot to say. This broadcast, I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying, I always cover a mental health topic before we get on to the rest of the show. This show just goes with God says and topics and flows. So, you know, if you knew, we always get our spiritual message out the way first. This week has it, for those who have known, you know, I've been cyberbullied. We don't harp on the past. I only bring the past up to understand, to let you know, to understand the reason why I do what I do. God has been having me cover the message and uncovering the Judases of the community, people who are not standing with you, but standing against you, standing against internet bullying, bullying in general. So, you know, I'm going to speak my piece and different things like that. And, you know, what do I love about fan base? Well, what do I love about fan base is I'm able to have a community with real human support, not bots, not fake individuals. We talking about individuals that support me from all walks of life. We talking about from CEOs to, you know, the regular everyday man. Fan base, what do I love about fan base? What I love about fan base is we're coming back to reality of the bartering system, of the real life support system, with everything that's going on with TikTok, with just in general. My last TikTok, my last video over here on YouTube has been flagged for copyrights. And over on Fanbase, and what do I love about Fanbase also is that you can invest for as little as $3.99. What else I love about Fanbase is just the overall, I can have my freedom of speech. That's right. My voice is not going to be cut off. I'm not going to be shadow banned. What I like about Fanbase is the platform. It's easy to use and understand both. This is a platform where we can put in as a community what's the needs. Even if you haven't invested, you do have a say. Today is Thursday, so we will be going over to our tech talk with our CTO, Romero. Then on Tuesdays, we've been having town halls, you know, going over information investing. That's right. My voice is being heard, whether you come in here, bully, stay or not. That is what I love about fan base. Fan base is a true community. You know what I'm saying? This is the time where we cannot be focused on any other thing. I am 45 with two young daughters. Well, yes, a mom. And my oldest will be 18 just on the 30th. On the first of this past week, my mother passed a couple years ago. So these are just not, Fanbase to me is just not another social media app. This is the new way of life. This is the new way of networking. This is the new way to do community. This is the new way to do community. We can get things done. We can handle. We can talk. We can hug. We can support. The minimum to cash out on the platform is $5. The minimum to cash out on the platform is $5, and the reason why that is, yeah, yeah, y'all gonna go and come. Y'all gonna that's what y'all do in this universe. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go, y'all come, y'all going, y'all coming. We need to slow down. So the minimum cash out is $5. I've been cyber bullied. Let's get into the topic. This is like, YouTube is the only platform that I come to, and it'll be a bully in here. If I do 5 shows out the week, it'll be 2 shows out the week where somebody will come in here and spam me and bully me. You know what I'm saying? What I'm noticing, I'm a public figure and I stand on what I stand. Okay? What I've been noticing is, like I said, it's a lot of milestones going on. Last year this time, the energy, I keep saying this because they want to hide in the shadows. They want to hide in my comments. God told me to call out the Judases. Call out the Judases. They gon' skip through this because it's also Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Yeah, I know. That went over your head. I know. When I get to talking about Judas, they broke in my car last year. They budged my home last year. And I'm somewhere new. Last September. This is what I love about Fanbase. It was my lifeline because I could have been 6 feet deep next to my mother. And my mother ain't even 6 feet deep. She's literally in this home with me now. Her presence and her remains, her body, soul, spirit is with me now. What I'm telling you is keep going. It's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. Don't let these people define you. Don't let these social media numbers define you. Don't let social media numbers define you. Don't let these social media numbers define you. Don't let people tell you who you are. That is why I love Fanbase. Because it kept me tethered to human people. It's another way. Anybody that's got anything to say about Fanbase and the Fanbase community, and it ain't just got nothing because I'm an investor, it's the fact that y'all is brainwashed and not really understanding that y'all being taken advantage of. Free thinkers that's not thinking in the box will always seem like they crazy. Trailblazers will always seem like they crazy. This is the new way of doing things. This is the new Underground Railroad. This is where we're going to get everything we need done. On the money side, on the community side. And just like the Hunger Games, the people that's not going to come, we're not going to make fun of them because they not coming. We going to continue to forge on with positivity. We not going to feed into the naysayers because that's a distraction. We can have fun and have progress. Let's not focus on the naysayers. See, they thought I was going to come on here and get to know. When I cry, God said enough. 2 weeks ago, I woke up out of my sleep in the morning, and it was a Sunday morning, and God said, all I hear is clear, enough. God said you cried your last cry yesterday. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, chosen ones? Do you hear me, family? You cried your last cry yesterday. Whether it's job, whether it was a relationship, whatever it is. You cried your last cry yesterday. Let's go ahead and get into the energy. Then we'll get into the rest of the show. If you knew, you could fast forward, play the videos. If you don't see any videos up, they will always be pulled on my fan base page. Okay? Make sure you hit subscribe to my fan base page. My goal is 5,000 subscribers. Casa Not got a mafia-thon going on right now. And I'm asking for 5,000 subscribers to my fan base page. He has a mafia-thon. He did this 3 times. Castanot did this 3 times, a mafia-thon, and I'm just asking for 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers. And not only are you subscribing, but you're subscribing to a community to where once you subscribe to me, you didn't download a fan base, you going to make that subscription price back. Because the minimum cash out is $5. So we all winning. Huh? We all winning. See, I'm not asking you just to subscribe to me and then you won't see a return. We're not talking about investing and you don't see a return. Investing, you see. Invest in me, you see. Invest in you, you see. Invest in me, you see. Invest in you, fan base, is investing in you. You get shares in the company. You invest in me, which is investing in you, because by you investing in me, by subscribing to me, and using a platform, you will get that money back and then some. I'm just saying. I'm just saying this. Hey, Castanot got a mafia-thon going on. This is the 3rd time that young man did that. And I can't get 5,000 subscribers. I can't get 5,000 subscribers. I can't get 5,000 subscribers, but I seem like I'm begging. I'll wait. That's why God said, what, that's why God wanted me to come in here earlier. You know what I'm saying? He wanted me to come in here earlier and drop these dudes down to y'all because Castanot is over there on Twitch. He ain't even on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, this for everybody. You download the app, you get paid. You just not putting money in his pocket. You not putting money in your pocket, putting money in everybody's pocket. I'm just saying. Castanot got a whole mafia thought going on. This is the 3rd time. This is the 3rd time this young man doing that. I just need 5,000. I just need 5,000 at $5. I'm only getting $2.50. Fanbase get 20%. The App Store get 30%. And download the app and use the app, you will get the $5 that you donated to the system. And if you don't have it, Go ahead and download the app and import your TikTok and your Instagram. I'm just saying. At this point, I'm just saying. That young man is having a bossy thought. They watching this man this young man by the thousands. By the thousands. You hear me? By the thousands. And all I'm asking for is $5. Which half of it is going back into the system. $250 of it going back into the system. Subscribe so you can enter to win 1,000 loves. I'm just saying, click that link. Let's go. Let's get into this energy. 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 I'm just death and rebirth. And the moon. Something big is happening. Oh yeah, something as big is happening. Something as big is happening. But somebody gotta get out their way. Uh-oh. Something as big is happening at nighttime. At nighttime. Uh-oh. Yeah. Let's get into this energy. What's going on? What's going on? In prison. A lot of you are stuck in your own ways. Stuck in marriages, situations, and partnerships. Stuck. And a message about somebody being imprisoned in a bad situation. And it ain't even gotta be a necessary message. Shoot, you married to TikTok and they not paying you. You married to your job. You didn't gave them people your whole damn life. And you stuck. Come on. We talk about people online begging. But it's the truth. Let's go. Yeah. Vacate. In prison about a vacate. Yeah. Stuck in a situation that they can't get out of because it's going to be some legal matters. Okay. Clarify message. Yeah. Spirit says it's time up on that situation. That's why Death and Rebirth came out here. Because it's time to get unstuck. 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 Yep, I said what I said. It's time to get unstuck. Somebody feeling under pressure. They need a vacate from this situation. After they get out this situation, they need a vacate. Clarify legal situation. Clarify legal situation. Okay? Let's clarify legal situation. Clarify legal situation. Yeah, this marriage was supposed to be a no strings attached situation. That job you were supposed to get in and get out. Yeah. Yeah. Fed up. Time's up. Fed up. I've been saying from this September to March, a lot of situations is being cut short. If you did somebody wrong, it's payday. Yep. Yeah. Devil energy. Under pressure, dealing with the devil. Under pressure, dealing with the devil. Under pressure, dealing with the devil. Clarify, no strings attached. That's what I'm saying. You're dealing with these jobs, you're dealing with these partnerships, you're dealing with these marriages that got your money funny. See, when you attach to anyone, any job situation, you gonna be stuck and your money gonna be funny. Clarify, fed up. Yeah. An emperor is bossed up. Yeah, this emperor then bossed up. This emperor then bossed up. This emperor then bossed up and bossed up. Bossed up. Clarify, devil. Yeah. Bossed up. Bossed up to make an offer. Leaving a devil energy to step up and marry somebody else. Death and rebirth. Yeah, it's been a whole discussion in the family room. Dealing with money. These individuals ain't got money like that. Clarify, fed up. Yeah, this emperor then grew up. This emperor then grew up. This emperor then grew up. This emperor like did straight matured. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Ace of Pentacles. Now the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Bossed up. You can argue with somebody else, but you can't argue with me. You can't argue with God. You can't argue with God. You can't argue with God. This is vindication for every tear you didn't cry, Chosen One. Yeah. Living out of lust. They were imprisoned by lust and dealing with somebody because of money. And they need to get away from this person because they are not connected. Hey, what's up? Yeah. They running. They running. No money. They running. What's good, Jay? Clarify, emperor and mature man. Family. They dealing with a person that they were married to and they had a family with. That's over. They standing on business. Aw. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. Thanks for always stopping by and supporting. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, this situation needs to is yeah. Yeah. Not happy. Sex addiction. Told you. Lust, sex addiction. Everybody is getting over this lustful lustful type of energy. People are starting to realize that, you know, living out of lust is not where it's at. Clarify, not happy. Clarify, not happy. Yeah. Spiritual. Woke up. Hierophant. Yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't woke up. Clarify running. Clarify running. Ain't the ones. Yeah, they over it. Yeah, I know people ain't gonna stay. That's what people do. Yeah. Oh yeah. They definitely fed up with this family situation. That ain't in the upright. They had a little bit of emotions. They don't got no emotions for the person that they married to or in a situation to. Hey. Clarify Hierophant. Yeah, clarify Hierophant. Yep. They didn't got wise and they didn't put a dead end to this. That's what I'm saying. When God don't want you with somebody, yeah, it's justice for a mature woman. In reverse, yeah. Ooh, a whole community know. A whole community know. A whole community know that this person that they married to is no emotions. A whole community know that the time is up. And that they fed up about it. Everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Yeah. People are laughing. People are laughing at this situation. They being whole embarrassed. Yeah, they blocked this person that was married with because they wasn't mature. They going towards a mature person. Clarify community. Clarify community. Yeah. The whole community know that they want to apologize to this mature woman. The whole community knows that. See, this mature woman, she getting justice. I'm telling you, for every tear you done cried, you didn't have to backstab nobody. You didn't sleep your way to the top. In our other reading, we were talking about free at last. You getting vindicated. You getting vindicated. Yep. This person is this toxic lifestyle. Clarify blocks. Yeah. No more side hustles. So whoever they with, this was drinking and smoking and partying and being in lust was a side hustle. Using this person for money was a side hustle. And a message about that coming in to romance and apologize about it. You know what I'm saying? Took a lot of faith in healing. This emperor got wise. Yeah. Yeah. Coming in, talk about some, yeah, no more back and forth with this money. See, when you got your money and you ain't doing right with your money, you drinking and smoking and kicking it, your money gonna be wrong. Every time. This side hustle ain't work out. Yeah. They going towards the 9 of Pentacles. They got the 9 of Pentacles. Yep. And this romance is well protected. And the whole community knows that this romance is well protected. This romance with this mature woman is well protected. People know that they're together But they so low key, they well protected. And the whole community know it. You know what I'm saying? This situation is 9 of Pentacles. And it's well protected. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're coming to make this mature woman the main female. They're coming in to apologize. And they're coming to make this mature woman the main female. She already the main female. Because it came out yesterday. It came out yesterday that free at last. Clarify 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Lot of love. This is a lot of love. Lot of love. Clarify 7 of Swords. Yep. This is an official person that's protecting this mature woman. That's the main female. And the whole community know it. Official person. Official person. Wow. Yeah. Today and exhausted. It's done. It's done. They're tired of, as of today, it's a message about it being clear. I love you too. This person is going to come out and say it. Everybody already know it, but it's going to be clarified, stamped and stomped. And somebody feeling exhausted. From trying to keep somebody in the 2 of Pentacles. Acting like they got more than what they got. Clarify 9 of Pentacles. And Lovers. Yeah. Hopeful. Clarify Lovers and man, female. Lovers and man, female. A masculine. Oh, my. This mature woman is the main female, and she is well protected. Well protected. An emperor that got the Ace of Pentacles, that's wise, that is masculine, is apologizing, and a message about it is coming in. Yeah, no more being in the hermit mode. You know what I'm saying? No more being in the second guessing energy. Everybody know about this. Yeah, they tired of, they tired of, you know, hiding they feelings. They said, I'm doing 80 on the 60 ticket. Clarify, hopeful. Yeah. They closing cycles. Faith and healing. Clarify faith and healing. Faith and healing. Yeah. They leaving people that's talking about it's my way or the highway. They're getting out that energy. They're starting to realize that their way of thinking led them to people that think like them. So that's why they was having money troubles and all way. Yeah, they had a spiritual awakening, a big one. God tapped them on the shoulder. God was like, you're not gonna play with mine. You're not gonna play with mine. You're not about to play with mine. You either love mine right, or I'ma send her a new partner. I'ma send her protection. This mature woman is well protected. Is well protected. Do you hear me? Mature. She the main female. Coming in with that 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Closing cycles. I'm telling you. Yeah. It got a lot of people that thought in their head. Oh, yeah. People don't like to hear the truth, but it is what it is. Yeah. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. She like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yeah. Like, okay, you was talking that my way or the highway. I'm waiting. Is you gonna do what you gonna say you gonna do? Mature. This the face of a, okay, you said that before. You apologized before. You know what I'm saying? You said that before. You said that before. That's what you said before. This is the last apology. Because yesterday, before coming in with the gift, this 10 of Pentacles is the whole gift to this mature woman. With lots of love, and it's got people pissed. Took a lot of toil and labor. Took a lot of toil and labor to get this mature woman lots of love, lots of nurturing, to be the main female, and a whole gift. A whole gift. It took a lot of toil and labor. People concerned, but they can be concerned all they want to. They can be concerned all they want to. She deserves this. Cause she ain't backstabbed. She ain't sleep around. She stood on her post and she stood about God. She about her business. And it's somebody that people think that shouldn't be, oh, why is they getting all the love? Why is they getting all the support? Why is they? Yeah. Yeah. I told you Death and Rebirth came out here. Along with this happening, this is about to happen at nighttime. A big explosion about a love. People standing up for what they believe in. Who they believe in. A lot of masculines are standing on business. They standing on business. Toil and labor. The glow up. Daydreaming. Yeah. People daydreaming like, oh my God, I wish I would. Yeah. See, a lot of situations shouldn't be. What do I mean by that? There's jobs that you shouldn't be at. There's social media. The world is being shaked up right now. It's being set right. Things are being burnt down that shouldn't even be. It's happening from September all the way to March 2026. This is why I love Fanbase. Community. Support. Yeah. This is causing a firestorm. This emperor masculine, this is the same person. Coming out strong. Spiritual. Money right. Yeah, this causing a firestorm. This causing a firestorm, yep. Now they telling people that they fake busy. They ain't fake, you know what I'm saying? They been working. You think they was being fake busy? Nah, they wasn't fake busy. They was working to get away from this situation. These people trying to sweet talk these people These masculines. See, that's what I'm saying. These people are trying to sweet talk these masculines out of loving these women that they supposed to be with. All because, oh, I think she ugly. She smart. She ain't got a GED. She thinks she better than somebody else. Yeah, they over there trying to sweet talk and try to talk them out of a situation. That's a no-go. Let's get their true intentions, and then we gonna go ahead and get into the rest of the show. Yeah, we got them in their head. This is bad news for a lot of people. I can't make it up. Yeah, they come to loan you money. They come to see a gift. Ace of Pentacles, Emperor. They come to give you some money and take care of you. Because you sat on your throne and you handled your business. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you. It's time for you. If you thinking they being dishonest about how much they love you and apologize, nope, this was in reverse. They're not coming in dishonest at all. This coming in the truth. They gonna, you know what I'm saying? This the truth. See, they was playing, trying to play an illusion. Because you went in and did the work to love yourself. This is what's coming into you. God is saying, stay focused. Don't listen to the naysayer. Don't listen to the bullies. Let them come to you and declare out loud, I love you. I love you. Let them say it out loud. Not only say it out loud, show it. Show it with real support. They coming to love you out loud. Not a secret in the dark. Let's get some solid energy. This is not a secret in the dark type of situation. This is not a sleep in the dark situation. This is I rocks with her. I mess with him. Yep, surely is. So I need for y'all to hit that subscribe button. TikTok Fanbase. Y'all on TikTok, y'all need to come y'all behinds on Fanbase, import your TikTok and Instagram. Subscribe to my Fanbase. Soul card energy. Stuff keep hitting the flow. All this is coming to you because you know how to be an individual. I can't make this up. This is bad news for people because you were holding your own. This bad news for people because you were just being you. They had to learn to be them. They had to be like, I don't care what people say. I don't care what people say. This is my path. This is my journey. This is what I'm supposed to be doing in the world. And this is causing ripples, firestorms, death and rebirth. I'm telling you, vindication is here. They coming in to give you money. Gift. A gift. Clarify loan. Yeah. It's time to receive. It's okay. It's okay. You can relax. Continue to be creative and live in the present. Yeah. They're going to learn. They're going to come in and give you the money. so you can continue being creative and live in the present. So enjoy the moment. Don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to smile. Don't be afraid to be like, to laugh, because you deserve it. Yeah. Yeah. Transformation. You thought they was going to be dishonest? No. This was transformation. And ain't no sweet talking gonna keep them around. None. I told you, by you being an individual and your person learning to be an individual, it got people in their emotions. But we not worried about them. For those coming in, it's Suicide Awareness Month. We not worried about that. We not worried. You can't. Just by you being an individual, got people in their feelings. Yeah. Paige. Look at this. They coming in to help you live in the present and enjoy life, creativity, and they coming to give you some money to do so. Continue on doing your work. Come on now. Clarify transformation. Come on now. Yeah. They're coming in to invest. This is the truth. They're not being dishonest. They're coming in to help you transform. Invest in you. Help you grow. Continue to help you grow. Do. This guy, I'm telling you, this got people steamed. Why her? Why him? Why her? Why him? Because you wanna know why? Cause you the truth. Yeah. Changes. Facts. 557 Pentacles. Coming in fast. We got today. Today. And we got another time card. GPS. This today. Come on now. Come on now. Be you, man. I'm telling you. Like, this man. Coming in fast. Coming in, like, yeah. We gonna get into the rest of the show. Make sure y'all download Fanbase. Make sure y'all invest. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of gossip going on about this. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of gossip going on about it. But, oh, well. You've been through hell. It's time. It's time. Yeah. This change causing a lot of tension with people. It's causing a lot of tension. I'm telling you, it's vindication season. It's vindication season. Everybody talk down on your name. Everybody who lied on you. This is your justice. This is your justice. Yeah. cutting ties. They cut ties with all the people that don't believe in them, that didn't believe in them. They coming in to invest in you. You know what I'm saying? To continue to help you transform. Yeah. Told you, funeral. Yeah. They blocking all energies. That's not of them. That's not of positive. They love you. They cutting ties and telling the world how much they love you. Funeral, not only funeral, and they blocking. Continue to be grateful. Continue to be, yeah. They put an end to lust. This person loves you. They coming in not in lust. They coming in honorable, respectful, kind, spiritual. They respect you. This is not a lustful situation. They coming in level-headed. It's causing people emotional storm because they've been blocked. Causing people emotional storms. I'm telling you. Karmics. Can't make this up. Let's get some lovers cards and then we're going to get up on to the rest of the show. If you like your girl, Monica Love TV, aka Queen Mo, Positive Vibes, Positive Energy Fan Base. What do you love about Fan Base? Is a show about positive energy, positive vibes, moving on, moving in good energy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. My goal on my other channel is 5,000 subscribers or more. So make sure it's free to download, free to use. We're getting ready to get into that as well. Be getting ready to get into that today in a few. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Fan base, if you want your tarot card, energy card reads, you know what to do. Hit your girl up. If you need a spiritual therapy appointment, yeah, they come in and take you on a date. A real date. And it's going to be special, tailored towards you. Yeah. Tailored towards you. Yeah. Yeah, they leaving, they emotional storm for people stabbing them in the back. They done dealing with people that stab them in the back. Clear. They got them shades on away from the karmics. They find out they stay shady. All right. Let me see what time it is. Okay, we getting ready to get into the rest of the show. I can pull some self-care cards. With a passing moment. Oh my. That's why that came out. You want to know why? Because you are celibate. You don't bother nobody. You keep your sexual energy to yourself. That is why this purity energy is here. Man. I can't make this up. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Let's go. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What else, Spirit? So we can go ahead. That's why you had me start early, because today, you was like, yeah, we got time today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Take a walk. You know what I'm saying? So again, you've been keeping your sexual energy together. Take a walk. Yeah. Get ready. Get ready. It's time to smile. Cleanse your energy field. So again, artist is coming. You're going on a day. You're being taken care of. Ah, shoot. Him love you. Him love you. Him love you. Him love you. Yeah, him love you. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of the show. Him love you, man. This is sweet. This is nice. This is for once. This is a positive energy. Cause these karmics thought they was about to come in and try to wreck shop. We like, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Not around here. Y'all is stupid. Y'all is stupid. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Yeah, he said he want a future with you. He said, not around here, partner. He said that right there. He said that's right. He said that right there, that's mine. He said, with every passing moment, thoughts of you run through my head. Every time that I'm near you, feel like heaven sent. I feel you're truly something special. Just what my dreams are really made of. Just stay together, you and me, boy. There is no one like you around. Oh, baby, I really like, but you come to me. What's good, what's good, what's good? Hit that love. What do you love about Fanbase? Hit that. Let me know, let me know, let me know. So Fanbase, we have short form video, and in a minute, we'll be going over to our Tech Talk live stream over here on Fanbase. In a minute. Okay. Okay. Got morning way on the chat. This is what we did yesterday. Hey, we just gonna see, I own this, you can own this too. I'm about to play stuff and they gonna do what they do. You know what I'm saying? But let's go, let's get it. Alright. Let's go, let's get it. All right. So, we have that, and then we have this show. We have this show twice a week over here, live stream over here, and we're also streaming in the audio room on Fanbase as we speak. So this show is scheduled twice a week. Okay, information, how-tos, any questions in the comments about fan base, new users, old users. We just, you know what I'm saying? This is just a show of just love, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're tired of negativity and you want to tune into something about some love, you know what I'm saying? This is the show for you, okay? You can import, you can bring over YouTube videos, you can upload content 2 hours from the computer. So this is all my content. So when you don't see videos over here, you see them over here, okay? Then we have camps. Okay, we have camps. My Skipper LLC camp, my chosen ones camp, okay? My chosen ones camp. Okay? All right. And then please make sure you hit this subscribe button right here. 5,000 subscribers, $5. You can change your subscription price. You know, the whole nine. What's good? What's up, everybody? This is Miss Queen Mo in the building. Yes, I'm in the fan base streets, and you know what time it is. We have movies, TV nights, game nights, also morning wellness check, Monday through Friday, Saturday movie nights at 9, women's group every Wednesday at 9. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your chance to win 1,000 loves. That's right, your girl is dropping them loves in that heart. And be sure to stay tuned to have your notifications on, because I'm definitely in the streets. What's up, everybody? This is... Okay.
Hey, what's up? Usually when I post these videos, it starts off with, you know what time it is, and I see it, so I know you see it. And as you can see, we just crossed $13 million. But today, it's more about me talking about why I post these videos. I don't post these videos to flex. I post these videos to show the progress and the belief that we can own something collectively as a community of people that enjoy social media, a community of people that have been using social media for the past 20 years, but have not really seen our fair share of ownership. And especially those of us in the African American community that know we significantly contribute to the value of social media platforms, making them worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So right now we own one. We always ask ourselves, why not us? We always complain about how come we don't have our own. Well, this is our own. This is something that we can own, that everybody can use. And whether everybody comes or not, we're all that matters if we do come. Because we drive the culture. We make things possible. We set the trends. But where's the economic value in that? Where's the return of wealth to our community when we make Instagram and TikTok $100 billion apps with no return of any wealth to our community, no acknowledgement of our contributions, none at all? Well, this is the moment. Fanbase is the moment. Fanbase is your opportunity, our collective opportunity to have equity in tech. Investing in tech is the fastest way to grow wealth moving forward in the future. And if you know, like I know, that social media plus black culture equals billion-dollar company, then the next logical thing would be to own that company. So I'm asking everyone who sees this video to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. The minimum. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase. And if you comment invest right now, I will send you a link to invest in Fanbase right now.
Invest is in the chat.
History. We've never been here. We've never had something of an infrastructure value and technology that we could scale and build to billions of dollars. And that is my goal, and this is our opportunity to build wealth together. This isn't about me, it's about us. So shout out to all the new investors, and shout out to those of you who will be investing with us real soon. Welcome to Fanbase.
All right. So.
Hey, what's up?
Let's see. Okay. All right. This is the investment. This is what it looks like over here. Okay. You see we at 13. We didn't pass 13. I am a fan-based investor as well. The reason why I invested in this platform, again, I'm a mom. I come from a place to where I didn't have no opportunities. And Fanbase are one of the first people who not embrace me, but embrace me for who that I am, not try to change me, not to try to make me be something that I'm not. This is just not about people that have money. It sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, I invested for that reason. Also, these informative lives are more than just informative lives. These are my way of showing the positive side of Earth. Because every time I get on YouTube or any other platform, and it seems to be YouTube, there's a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shadow banning. I've been on YouTube for 11 years. 11 years. And have not made a dime off of this platform. So, I'm just now to 611 wonderful people, and I thank you, but I really need for you to go subscribe to my fan base, 611 of you, to make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Also, this platform not only is free to download and free to use, everybody wins because you get $5. The minimum cash out is $5, and we just about support and community. It's not about just using social media. It's about community. It's about, lifting each other up. You know what I'm saying? And by being Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, people deal with mental health on an everyday basis. I made a video alive when I was in the hospital not too long ago when someone wanted to shadow ban, wanted to cut my video down and cut my freedom of speech. And by being on Fanbase, my freedom of speech was protected. My voice really does matter. And your voice really does matter. Now, there's going to be naysayers. We're not focusing on the naysayers. But if you sick and tired and 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 sick and tired, I don't think I slept in 3-4 years since I've been on Fanbase. And it's not because of that. It's I'm doing what God told me to do. And as a Fanbase ambassador and Fanbase community leader, I am doing what God told me to do to set our people free. But the only way it's going to work is people actually come use the app, import their Instagram, import their TikTok, bring over their content, enjoy it. But again, I know this, y'all have toxic relationships. TikTok is being shut down. I don't even know what they're doing over there. So these are the different reward levels when you invest in Fanbase. Okay, I am on the platform 24/7. Half the time I don't even go to sleep because I enjoy Fanbase, and it's enjoyment. It's a part of everyday life. So okay. Build and grow. This is realistic growth. My growth is realistic growth. That's what people don't understand. This is realistic growth. This is natural growth. That's why your views, that's why stuff, because this is realistic. So let's go over my link tree, okay? Fanbase. These are the links to my camp. Not only can you invest in Fanbase partnership program. If you are a business or you are an organization and you want to partner to get to your people and get organized, Fanbase has this for you. You know what I'm saying? It's no more talking. So these are some of the partners that Fanbase partner with. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Fanbase also, shout out to Paige Barber. Shout out to Paige Barber. Another fan base, Ambassador, rock stars. We have people who are taking their power back. Okay? Then if you invested, if you want to turn your business to a franchise or purchase a franchise, Black Box Franchising, okay? Fan base. This is not just we are hitting it from every level. It was just the invested, you know what I'm saying? That just the invested, okay? This past weekend before. Fan base, we are putting our feet to the pedal to the metal. They're not going to show you this. I go on TikTok and they're not going to show you this. Music. Okay? Music. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Different music. Different information. Okay? So, shout out to DJ Swag, another fan base ambassador, community leader. Let's go, let's get it. Okay? Audio rooms. We have audio rooms on the web. You can listen to audio rooms on the web. I have my audio room open as of right now. You can look and you can watch on the web. Okay? Look and watch on the web. Okay? So this is this real time type of situation. Okay? Let's go over some more things real quick. Ooh, child.
For people who value content, community, and commerce, Fanbase is the next generation social creator hub that allows any user to earn money from day one. Unlike other apps, Fanbase is the only place you can truly be you, without limits. You might ask, how is Fanbase allowing you to be you, without limits? Let's take a look. The platform provides a unique set of content creation tools through 6 different features you can monetize. What's even better, you can start monetizing from the second you sign up. And guess what? It's completely free to use.
Be you without limit.
Ways to make money. We'll eventually go into the 6 different features that allow you to make money, but let's go into how you can make money in Fanbase and how you get paid. Let's start by stating that at Fanbase, you can create 2 types of content, public and exclusive. Public content is available to everyone for free, while exclusive content is available only for those that are subscribed to you or unlock the single piece of content through love. Don't worry, we'll explain these 2 shortly. With this in mind, at Fanbase, you can make money in 2 ways, through subscriptions and love. While you might be familiar with subscriptions, Fanbase is the one place where content lovers can subscribe directly to their favorite content creators through a few taps or clicks. Creators are able to set their subscription price from $2.99 to $99.99, allowing anybody to subscribe and access exclusive content through any of the Fanbase features. Full flexibility in what you believe your content is worth. Love is Fanbase's digital currency. A love is worth half a penny and can be given at any time for any reason through all 6 different features. You can earn love even by commenting on content. You can give individual loves by tapping the heart on someone's post or holding down on the heart to choose from 100, 500, or even 1K loves to give to someone. We call this big love. What's even better? Users can unlock exclusive content through love, allowing those who might want to see an individual exclusive piece of content versus subscribing and seeing all of the exclusive content. This is just another reason how Fanbase gives the freedom of choice to both the content creator and the content lover.
Be you without limits.
Do you have all of your content on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram like I do?
Worried about trying a new platform because you don't want to start all over? Well, check this out.
If you go over to your profile and click in the upper right-hand corner on the settings button, you will see options to import your content from TikTok and or from Instagram.
This is such a nice feature because doing this keeps all your content on the other platforms, but also just moves it here too. This is great because if anything happens to your other platform accounts, Fanbase can be a safety net for your content. This is a one-time migration process. Once you request Fanbase to migrate your content to your Fanbase profile from TikTok or IG, that will be your final feature use. Another important detail to highlight is that after the migration, your Fanbase page will not automatically update your Fanbase profile if you post something on IG or TikTok. They are not synced together. Fanbase is a completely separate platform and we are not associated with IG or TikTok systems.
Be you without limits.
No. No, I don't. Not actually. They're not being rude. When I'm focused, I'm focused. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. So what we gonna go over for right now? Let's go back to where we're doing. Okay. So yeah, to be consistent, we getting ready to go over this room, but this is Thursday, and this audio room is open. You see? You see how I clicked that I'm on the schedule? And you see that? Yeah. And you see that? I clicked the room on the schedule. So I streamed live. Okay. We'll be going to Thursday Tech Talk in a minute. Okay. We got morning wellness check. And then we got another What Do You Love About Fanbase audio room on Saturday. So again, this is how it goes, Thursday, yeah. Okay. All right, Thursday. All right. So to be on the schedule, you have to be consistent. I've been consistent for years. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I'm about to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sleepy.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices to be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black-founded, minority-funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny. Where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits. Welcome to another episode of Invested, where we discuss the ever-evolving, dramatic world of the creator economy and our current $17 million regulation aid crowdfund on Start Engine for Fanbase. I'm your host, Isaac Hayes III, and to my far right is Noah Washington and Comms and Partnerships at Fanbase. And back for week 2 is Tamisha Harris, producer, TV producer extraordinaire, phenomenal woman. We had to bring you back because the reception was so good, you had to come back. You had to come back. It was like, yo, who was that? Matter of fact, somebody said, we like her. Like, we want more her.
Oh, wow.
So we had to have you back.
Well, I'm happy to be back.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. Gotta listen to the people.
Yeah, you played a very important role in getting the message out about the urgency of what this moment means and what we're doing at Fanbase. I think it is extremely important that we talk about currently what we're doing is we're having a $17 million regulation aid crowdfund on Start Engine. That means anybody watching right now can have equity in Fanbase and own part of the company. What's important about this is social media platforms need to be owned by the creators that use them. And then as we discussed last week, that Black media and Black people need to own social media platforms. So if you want to invest, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock at Fanbase at $665 a share. We just crossed $13 million raised. It's really good because the raise ends at $17 million. There's $4 million to go. So we want everybody to go ahead and invest in Fanbase. Now, last week, I think, after our conversation, you said that we were going to have a conversation about some people were reaching out and we were going to make some calls, but I wanted you to talk about how the call is coming because you lit the fire, you put the word out there, so we let everybody know what's going to go down.
Yeah, I mean, and Isaac, you are a man who has created you've done something that every disruptor in history has done, and that's created something. We said we needed it, and then you created it. And now it's time for us to, one, show up for you. We need to show up for you, and we need to show up for the community. And so we're going to, the collective, our collective community. And so we are going to have a strategy call. So I'm going to, be reaching out to the big names in media that I've worked with, particularly the people who have been ousted, those who have also not been ousted.
Right.
We need everybody. So it's the media professionals, it's the entertainers, it's the athletes. I've had so many people reach out to me from the entertainment industry, from actresses, reach out to us, from actresses to rappers to, media professionals. And they're ready to go. Executives on a very high level in TV, they're like, set the call. What's the action plan? And so this is the call to action. When I reach out to you, when we reach out, it's how they say, who all gonna be there? You're gonna be there. You're gonna be there. You're the name that needs to be there. And so we're excited. We're excited to get going. And a friend of mine in the TV industry, one of the executive producers, she says, I don't want to talk about it. let's just get to work.
Mm.
I love
Clock it.
So
Clock it. We not talking. Be about it. Hello. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
the email is coming.
The email is coming.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Noah, we're going to jump into...
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
...that have been top of mind recently.
No more talking.
We have one particular talking point. You hear about Taylor Lorenz?
Taylor Lorenz. Yes, I've heard about Taylor Lorenz. Do you guys know who Taylor Lorenz is?
If you're not, do you want to go into it or you want me to?
No, you start and
No
I'll
more
jump in.
talking.
So Taylor
No more
Lorenz
motherfucking
is a
talking.
writer
You talk
for
too much.
currently Wired,
You talk
formerly
too much.
the New York
Hit that
Times.
subscribe
And
button.
on August
Subscribe.
27th of this year, she put out a piece called, and I quote, "A dark money group is secretly funding high-profile Democratic influencers." And I know you got a few things to say about that.
Well, yeah, so this article came out a few days ago, and it was basically about a group called the 1630 Group, which is funding a group called Chorus, a nonprofit called Chorus, where they actually, I guess, use influencers or content creators to get messaging out there, and I think it might be pro-liberal, pro-democratic leaning. So Taylor Lorenz writes this article, but in this article, she names some black creators, one in particular, A.B. Burns, who goes by I Am Legally Hype. And in this article, she accused content creators of taking money in upwards of $8,000 per month to talk about and create content. And the black community, a lot of the black creators actually sounded off and really struck back at Taylor Lorenz for, number one, making the article seem kind of nefarious, saying dark money. If anybody doesn't know what dark money means, it means that this organization is funded and not all of the dollars are accounted for by who is actually giving the money. So it kind of makes you think, like, is it illegal? Is it underhanded? Is it creepy? So it's definitely clickbait. And then more importantly, she accused these content creators of taking money to promote. One of the things with that I Am Legally Hype talked about is, number one, we talked about this last week, is that content creators are getting paid $8,000 a month to create content. Well, she actually showed an email where she got offered $250 a month to make content. And that doesn't line up pretty much with how most content creators paid. I'm pretty sure she saw that, oh, they're getting $8,000 a month to get paid. She turned it down. She turned the $250 down. But I think there's two important things. One, content creators deserve to get paid. And if they're making, pro content about messaging that is about voting or being active in the community, I don't think that there's any problem with that. But the attacks of also just misrepresenting black creators in media, because again, I haven't heard about this really on black media. And we also talk about the importance of why these stories need to be talked about on black media as well. So,
I think the direct question that comes from this, the first thing that comes to my mind, should journalists apply equal scrutiny to both liberal and conservative influencer funding? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And personally, I think so. I don't believe in extremes. I think extremes is what led us to where we currently are in the state of this country to begin with. I think far more of middle ground, bipartisan, has been left to the wayside. And that's how we got MAGA, right? MAGA is the ultra right. What's your guys' take?
I agree, personally. I think that journalists should apply equal scrutiny to everything. And it's okay, you have, the opinion journalists, and that's okay. You can apply the equal scrutiny and still say, this is where I lean. People want to know that. People want to know, give us the facts, and then you can tell us what you're leaning towards. So I think yeah.
well, let's be clear. Like, first of all, there are a lot of Republican organizations that are funded that pay content creators to not only make content, but propaganda content, fake content, unreal content, misleading content. So I don't understand what's the purpose of this article, because we have all been very critical of the Democratic Party not necessarily being on the pulse of what's really necessary to communicate to voters. I mean, you know, again, all the apps are owned by conservatives. If you think about, you know, X and True Social, and then Zuckerberg's alliance with the Trump administration, and that's Instagram and Facebook, and then TikTok being, you know, under the whim of whether or not Trump's going to extend their ban. So, I mean, it's time for the Democratic Party to step up just to have a fighting chance and being able to have news and get the platforms out there and get the conversations out there. So I don't have a problem with doing that. I think the issue that the creators are having again is with Taylor Lorenz, and I've had a couple dealings with Taylor Lorenz in the past, very brief, but I also know that in the past she's covered African American creators before, and in those conversations she said some things that, or allegedly said some things that are not necessarily favorable, and one of those things was, this is why Black creators can't be great. And she said that to a young lady that is in the PR industry that we know, at the time when she was at the New York Times writing an article. And again, this is the importance of Black media being able to cover Black stories, because, you know, a lot of times in these instances, it makes Black creators look like they're charity cases for social media platforms. Like, oh, thank you for writing about us, and, you know, the New York Times and these organizations that write about content creators, when we know that Black content creators are the #1 content creators that make these apps work anyway. So to Taylor, you know, well, first of all, the internet streets are handling her by themselves. These girls are going in.
Oh yeah, it's it's progressives, and she's usually being tacked by the conservative voter base, right?
Yeah.
Let's break that down. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, I think she just, you know, remember she said that crazy thing about the dude from United Healthcare getting killed. Remember she went on?
Yeah.
She was happy that he got. She was celebrating.
Oh wow.
She was on like what Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
And I think she got fired. I think she got fired from her job
How
after
could
saying
she
that.
not? Of course.
Yeah, she was like, oh yeah, she was celebrating like, I'm glad he's dead, and I'm like, what? And they were like, you hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, she stated she felt joy and not empathy over the murder of the United
Oh
States.
yeah. There's no way. Not a reputable outlet could not have kept her.
Okay. Oh really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's. I don't know what type of privilege that would be.
Right.
But to keep her on board, so I mean, we'd have to research the situation.
Yeah, the direct quote was, "I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately."
Oh,
That's the direct
so
quote.
many other Americans. Okay.
Yeah, wow, that's great. I mean, you know, again, the importance of these types of conversations in the way that they're framing also Black creators, because now a lot of these creators are getting harassed on how much money you're making. They're checking their pockets. Like, what's going on? Where you getting paid from? And I'm like, why is that even also anyone's business? As hard as it is for content creators to get paid anyway, why is that anyone's business anyway?
Well, let me answer a question. Do you think the controversy is about the creators being paid, or the way that it was presented? In the use of the term dark money, I think, to your point, is more about the lack of transparency, right? Can you guys break that down?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, I would want to know, depending on what you are trying to influence me to do, I want to know who has stake in this. Where is this coming from? Why do you have interest in this? Who is paying you? And is this what you truly believe? I want to know, and I'm a true journalist, so I want to know where it's coming from. Who's the source? So for me, it does matter.
So to reiterate what dark money really means again is, the term dark money refers to funds used for political influence where the original donor is undisclosed. It doesn't automatically mean the money is illegal, corrupt, or shady. It literally means the source of the funds are not transparent. And so I think the critics argue that phrase itself is misleading.
Dark money is that.
Yeah.
That is misleading, because
It sounds like it's evil or fraudulent or something like that. It's really just like, maybe this rich billionaire just donated a bunch of money to help progressives get the word out. Well, they call it dark money, and both conservatives and progressives have used that language before. So it's not that big a deal. But I think the way that she's placing it upon these creators, when we know, again, on the other side, the amount of propaganda content that gets sent out every day by conservatives happens all the time. So.
I like what you did earlier when you said, this is what dark money, this is what this means, because we hear that and it does sound nefarious. It's like, okay, dark money, she got this from an underground, whatever. So that's the importance of we're doing what needs to be done. So when we talk about what does Black media need to do in order to, whether it's, defend these Black creators or whatever, or creators in general, when something is said that may not be, they may not have the full context of it, we have to explain what these things mean, because social media is not just social media. We know that. Social media is now mainstream media.
Yeah.
And we can see that. And so it's incumbent upon us to explain to the viewers, people who are watching us, this is what this means. So we have to take what they've been doing in mainstream media, the NBCs, the ABCs, and we have to also apply that so we can give people the real information and not just say these terms, throw them out there, and then leave it up to them to, to determine what it means, because we know that dark money has a negative connotation.
I 100% agree. Short form video is the highest form content medium in the world right now, right? So people are not looking up and Googling and reading. We have the shortest attention span that we've ever had. So I agree with that.
So that's the headline. Remember the headline of the article is like, these creators are taking dark money, and most people read the headlines like, well, what does that mean?
But didn't I say that?
Yes.
The headline is everything.
Yeah.
And so they take the headline and it's like, that's what the truth is. And that's why it's so important for us to go and correct it. That's why what we're doing is so important. That's why when we call on the journalists, the truth journalists who are now on social media, doing what they've done for so many years in mainstream media, we need them. So they're not, we don't just throw away these journalists. These people have grit.
Yeah.
They bring the truth. They are studied. Not that, social media journalists and are not, but there is a craft, there is a study, there is a research to this, and that's why it's so important for us to make the call, not to go back to that, but to make that call and say, this is why it's so important for us to bring on the old school journalists.
Especially as, I'm sorry, you go.
Go ahead.
No, especially as, more and more publications, be it broadcast, especially on the print side, print paper is no longer a thing. People are going digital now.
At AJC?
Yeah, AJC shut down. So I think more and more seasoned veterans are going to turn to social, whether it's live or pre-recorded, for sure. Mike, before Mr. Hayes, I just want to ask one question, and since you touched on it, what is the role of legacy media and even Black media in situations like this?
Legacy meaning non-linear, meaning the
Well, I'll add to it. What is the role of Black media protecting creators in times like this when they're being defamed or put out there by articles that are not written by Black people and make them seem like they're being underhanded, or really, because it can cause harm to their reputation and their career.
For sure. So now we have to define Black media.
Well,
Are we talking about Black journalists? Are we talking about Black journalists who are on mainstream platforms, or what is Black media?
I see, and we went into this last week, right? I see Black media as Black owned and operated, right? Mr. Hayes spoke about, if we do not have the ability to get on a platform and talk about whatever we need to talk about, then we're not truly Black owned, right?
That's what I love about it. That's what I love so much about the call to fan base, is because we can have that conversation and we can really break it down. Because I remember a long time ago, there was a specific network everybody would go to learn the true story. Let me go, as soon as something big, breaking news happens, we'd go to a specific network because we know, okay, they're going to have the big pictures, they're going to have the big story, and we're going to know exactly what happened. That's the role of Black. So when these stories are being told, it's important for us to be engaged, and just as you did, you went to the story and you broke it down. You broke it down beautifully.
yeah.
That's our role right here on social media. We are the new people. So when people say, oh, well, this is just for posting content, and no, the business gets done, deals get done, news gets broke, on social media. So yeah, it's just a serious business.
So you would say it's incumbent on every, be it black media company, be it broadcast, print, whatever, to get on social, to get on fan base, to spread the words and tell the stories.
Yeah, if you got a story, of course. Of course.
The reason why that's important is because today, like the topics, the things that we're talking about today are real life stories that are happening right now. And it's not fun and games. These are not jokes. And again, I always say, like, again, I enjoy the memes. If we want to talk about young thug, getting caught on jail phone conversations, linking all that stuff, and the beef and the drama. But we also have to slip in the real opportunity to defend or talk about what's really happening in our communities, what's going on. And if we don't use that, then that isn't black media. So again, I put the pressure on platforms like this. And as we get further into this conversation today, especially later on, we talk about this other situation, like we need to defend our community through media and tell our stories.
I think right now we are being more exploited as it comes to media. I'm not gonna go to any particular publications, but right now, black news is extremely profitable for advertisers, especially as you see larger publications making black sub-brands.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, Taylor's getting her, they're getting on her and they're handling that.
Justice.
They're getting the internet justice from her. What's next? We're talking about Gen Z now?
Yeah, man. I read an article by Axios, and it's pretty informative and ties directly to what we're doing here. So the headline is Gen Z and everyday investors are driving the future of wealth. So a new report by JP Morgan Chase Institute shows that as of early 2025, Gen Z and lower income individuals are investing in the stock market at record levels, 5 times more likely to put money into financial markets than they were just 10 years ago. So, as educated, slightly older than myself, people, so I'm 26, guys. What's your hot take?
It's just more accessible, I think. The information is more, you can go and you can do it online. You can buy stock online, and then the information, there's so many podcasts that makes the information palatable for Gen Zs, in my opinion. I think that's why. It's like, oh, okay, it's no longer this secret, society of how to invest. It's fun. And it's covered on, we're covering it on the news. These people are making millions. And so, just the same with influencers. People want to get rich quick.
Yeah. Well, I look at investing as a tool, and I always say this, like, specifically, especially for content creators and Gen Z, if you're creating content, like, this is your opportunity to actually own infrastructure. Because what this lines up with is the reason why I put out the call for even young content creators to invest in own fan base, because you got to understand how much these platforms are worth. You got to understand that ByteDance just saw the valuation of $330 billion, which is TikTok's parent company we talked about before. So it's a $330 billion company that a lot of young people around the world, content creators of all races, right, are contributing but don't have equity in. And again, that was the reason why I love equity crowdfunding for Fanbase, because again, it allows the user, right, to do that. And so when you think about content creators, you guys are tapped in more than anybody on the planet. Your influence is the #1 influence in the world. So imagine having ownership and equity into a platform and then leveraging your influence to scale that platform to the next level and have equity. And then plus we monetize on the front end of the platform, allowing you to have subscribers and get tipped. And so I think that's important. Like, you can't miss an opportunity like this again. I'm as we get to this, like, almost middle point of what we're talking about, I want all young creators to go to Start Engine. Like, go to Start Engine right now, go to startengine.com/fanbase. Look at it. The minimum to invest is $399. And again, I know you don't think that $399 is a lot and can give you a lot of return. But where Fanbase is as a company, we are young enough, we're pre-IPO, and we have the ability to scale a lot larger than all these companies that are already selling their stocks on the public market, and you can have equity and have ownership in it. So again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. Every content creator should have equity in the platforms they use, and Fanbase is giving that opportunity right now.
So I want to take this time and just ask you guys a few questions, right? So what do you think the surge in Gen Z and lower income investing reveal about the democratization of wealth building in this country?
You guys, who wants to take that? Me?
Yeah, that's good.
I think again, wealth has always been something that is a secret, right? When I talk about investing, I'll give you a prime example. I had this conversation yesterday, matter of fact, in an audio room, and everybody in the audio room was like, "I hear what you're talking about, but you kind of have to dumb it down for us." When you use the word accredited investor, and they didn't understand, so they're basically saying like, "Oh, you're saying that the entire time all these private companies have been around, rich people got together and made a law and said, unless you're rich enough, you can't invest in this company." And so all these years that the Microsofts, the IBMs, the Dells, the Googles, the Oracles of the world were already invested by rich people. So the Jobs Act, which is what we use to raise capital for Fanbase, takes away the accredited investor rule and wipes that out. And the number one reason that the accredited investor rule is always used all the time, and I repeat this again, is saying, "Oh, well, most people might not be sophisticated enough to invest. Oh, we don't want your aunt and uncle to blow their life savings on a bad investment. We don't want them to do that." But if that's the case, then why is the qualifier wealth? Why is the qualifier how much money you have? Your money doesn't make you smart. Just because you have $1 million of a net worth minus your house doesn't make you smart. Just because you make $200,000 a year for two
Clock
kids,
it!
what qualifies you to be an accredited investor?
Thank you.
Smart. In fact, it's okay that your aunt and uncle or you can go to Vegas and throw your money on the crap table and play blackjack or poker, or you can go try to win the lottery today. But God forbid you invest in an early stage startup, pre-IPO, that can scale to hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. And now that opportunity exists, which is why I press so hard on the democratization of investment, especially for young people. That's why crypto is so popular. Because again, it's like I can get into crypto, something that you can jump in immediately, or investing in companies using equity crowdfunding. So take advantage of these opportunities to really be a part of things. Especially, I don't know if you can control the price of crypto or not, but I know that if I'm a content creator that has 1 million followers, 2 million followers, and I take an equity position at a platform like Fanbase and bring my audience over there, that's automatically going to increase the value of investment. And that's the point in using that, is leveraging your reach, your influence to actually increase value in an asset that you own.
So I'm sorry, Ms. Michelle.
No, well, I was just gonna, to your point, again, it's more accessible. We see people who look like us teaching about investing. We've got, you look at Isaac, and then you look at, the guys from Earn Your Leisure, and so many other people who look like us. It's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This is something that we can do. This is something that, I could learn about, and they're making it palatable for us to learn how to do it, for the young 17-year-old or the 18-year-old, or to learn how to do it. And then it's something that they can, work whatever job, and then take $200, take $399, or take $50 and invest. So, it's not only for that secret society of wealthy white men.
So my last question on the subject is, could ownership and platforms like Fanbase represent the next evolution of how Gen Z and everyday investors build long-term wealth?
Oh yeah, look, part of me says that they're gonna not allow people to do this in the future. I don't understand, part of me says, oh yeah, y'all not gonna be able to do this again. So you're telling me that you can build a social media platform, allow all the content creators to have equity in it, and get on all the other social media platforms and talk about moving to this platform by telling everybody to download the app and use it. And now your app is worth 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, $1 billion just by doing something like that. And so your equity position in that company increases just by using your voice to increase the value of the asset you own. I'm like, it's really like a no-brainer. The power that people have, especially on social media and influence, and people that have a fan base, people that have reach, to be able to have a conversation and say, look, That's why I say, look, we want people to download Fanbase and use the platform, but I always say before you do, don't do it for me. Do it for yourself and invest. Don't just download Fanbase like, oh yeah, I'm just downloading Fanbase because we're downloading Fanbase. But there's an opportunity to invest too, because we see these headlines where people exit companies. We see these headlines like so and so has just acquired such and such for $1 billion, or so and so has exited this company for $1 billion. Like we see Ryan Reynolds. Like again, when Ryan Reynolds exited Mint Mobile and T-Mobile acquired that company for $1.35 billion, he made $300 million.
What was the stat that you had last week about Africa?
29% of Africa is, 60% of Africa is under the age of 29 years old. And that's crazy to me. That means Africa, even that opportunity, all those people of color that are going to be on social media platforms in the future, that infrastructure, that connectivity between America and Africa and black people and us all being on the internet together, that is a massive opportunity.
After the opportunity for Fanbase.
100%.
Yeah. So I think now is a good time. Plug the raise again.
Plug the raise again. So listen, we're raising $17 million in a Regulation A equity crowdfund on Start Engine. If you want to invest, go to startengine.com/fanbase. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $6.65 a share. As we say, this is
We are getting ready to shut down. We are getting ready to go to TikTok. This will be available for subscribers. So D, I'll be putting it over here for you to finish this video. But yeah, I will be going over to the tech room now at 5 o'clock. But this broadcast will be available for subscribers. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm opening up an evening room. I might go ahead and play this video later.
Posted a comment.
All right.
Says, man,
Peace.
Isaac, I really want to support Fanbase, but it just doesn't have the functionality of Instagram. It doesn't have these features that TikTok has. And I said, well, let me explain to you how this kind of works. First of all, I'll take that as a compliment. Anybody out there that compares Fanbase to Instagram or TikTok, thank you, because that's letting you know that this company right here that has raised some seed capital is competing with platforms that are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And so the gap between them and us is not that far visually. So some of the functionality that you're talking about requires lots and lots of money, which is why we're raising capital. And so I explained to him that the movement has to happen first. When you come to Fanbase and download the app and use it, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. Because if I think about it, if I think about how Instagram was when it first came out, the first few years, the first 4 years, there was no video, there was no carousels, there were no DMs. It was just photos with filters.
And we were just happy to be
And we were just happy to be there, right? And so, again, it is not anybody's fault that I decided to build a social media platform, but there was an intention behind building this platform because the effect that Black culture has on social media platforms leaves us out of the conversation of wealth and equity. So to be able to do that, we need to raise the capital to scale the platform. So I responded to the person that said, the movement, the migration has to happen first. And then everything that you're talking about can be built. Because if you think that, if you're comparing us right now, to platforms that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, then what happens when we get a fraction of that? When we raise $100 million, $200, $300 million, I promise you, that is exactly why I love what we're doing, because we're innovative. We have the ideas, we have the culture, we have everything, and we just sit back and let other people use us as a focus group, and then take our ideas and then want to be included in something and then get mad when we don't. And so this is the moment in history, right, that we take control of social media and technology by equity, right, and influence, and run it up ourselves to hundreds of billions of dollars. That is the goal.
I'm happy that he actually posed that. It doesn't have the bells and whistles, and I think about did Berry Gordy have marble floors at Motown, or did Tyler Perry? We heard about Tyler Perry has a whole entire documentary about his story, and we love to hear about the stories of people, how they start off. You have created something that we actually need. This is not a bells and whistles conversation.
Right.
This is something that we actually need that could really be a life or death situation for us if it comes to that. We need our own media. And so when people say, okay, it doesn't have the bells and whistles, it tells me that they are really not tuned in to what's happening, and the critical, how critical media is right now, social media. And so, no, it may not have the bells and whistles, and it will have the bells and whistles, just like you said. Instagram didn't have the bells and whistles, but it will have the bells and whistles for all the people who, you know, fun is important, and it is, you know, fun is important, but right now we have to think about what we need for our daily lives, and social media is a part of our daily lives, and we have to get the information out, and we have to get the stories right, and we can do that on our platform without being censored. You know, one person said, I read one comment where the person said something about, oh, was that your talking point? You know, you're using race to get people to come on to Fanbase, and you know, it makes me think, are you living in the same America that we're living in? It's not about us using race to come on to get people to come to Fanbase. I don't work for Fanbase. I'm a news producer. I own a production company. What I understand is how stories are told in mainstream media. I understand what's happening to mainstream media. I understand the importance of social media right now, and that's why I'm here. So that's why when you call me, I'm like, okay, I'm there.
Yeah.
Not because, you know, I'm a Fanbase fan, fanatic. No, I'm not. But I am very serious about our stories. I am very serious about the accuracy of our stories. I am very serious about when there is a story in the news that needs to be told, and it's coming through my email, and I say, you know, can you know, we need to put this on air, and it's not a priority, and it doesn't get put on air when I know it's going to impact Black girls and Black boys. That is disturbing to me.
Right.
And so that's why it's important and I know media professionals can attest to the same thing. Every day we're told we can't put stories on the air that impact us. And so that's why it's important. Bells and whistles, that's great. But for you to know what's happening in your community, for you to know that there are, you know, where the sundown towns are, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Where they are if you're traveling, for you to know what's going on that could impact your money, that could impact your family, that could impact your job. We have a unique set of challenges. Just like immigrants right now have a unique set of challenges that they have to get information out to their people. We do too.
So I think rolling into this conversation, it's good to go into this next subject. I don't know if you want to.
Bree, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Rami.
Bree Romy.
Romy, thank you.
Yeah.
Bree Romy. So, entrepreneur, she designed this hair clip for Black women.
Yes.
And then she designed it right. I'm gonna read the description on it. It's a marketed unique magnetic hair clip specifically for women of color with locks and braids, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's low tension, protective, and innovative, designed with a Black woman's hair in mind, right? So, great invention, right? I think everybody, it's an easy assumption to say that that's a needed product, right?
Wait, let's jump a little further into that.
Yeah.
It's Black innovation again.
Yeah.
So this young Black girl created a hair clip that has unique styles and shapes, stars, bows, really, really nice. And it connects with two magnets, and then it has teeth that can go through braids or locks and hold it together. So now, she does this, she's starting to sell her product. And then there's another woman online, Kristen Owen, that's selling the same product. She's white, she happens to be white, and she's selling, I guess, a knockoff version of what Bree's hair clip is. Now,
Give them the kicker.
so here's the kicker. So Bree recognizes the fact that her shop is copying her style, and she makes a comment in a conversation to, I guess, Kristen Owen about using her product. And then another influencer,
Copycat.
by the name of Keandra, publicly came out and defended her as well. So what happened was this girl got on the internet and started crying, saying that the copier got on the internet
Claiming,
white lady,
claiming
saying she was
victimhood.
bullied.
Yeah.
And so what happened was she filed a lawsuit against Bree,
The innovator.
the innovator, and the activist Keandra that defended her, and a judge actually sided with her and let them in 6 days the federal
Sided
judge,
with the copier.
the copier,
And issued a gag order.
Kristen said within 6 days the federal judge issued a gag order preventing Bree and Keandra from publicly discussing the case. And a UCLA law professor flagged is constitutionally shaky. So imagine you invent somebody steals your product, you question them about it, and then they sue you, and a judge sides with you and says they can't talk about it. What's going on?
White women tears, man.
Well, that's what it was basically said. It says if this fits into the historical pattern described as white women tears, weaponizing victimhood, and the legal system against black women to speak up. And this is my problem with black media. This is a huge story. We are not talking about this on any of these platforms, these black-owned media platforms. There's a young black woman that has innovated and built something, and I do not see it on the Breakfast Club. I do not see it on the Shade Room. I do not see it on the Root, in the Brio. And I understand that there's a lot going on. We have to have our ears to the ground and to our community, that when these things happen, we come to the defense of our own. Because right now, there's really TikTok is really the community that's standing up for her and her product. I know that she filed a patent on the product itself, but again, we have to amplify these stories, because this is just a systematic pattern of things that black people create. Our ideas get stolen, somebody else takes it, makes a bunch of money off of it, and we don't really have a chance to do anything about it.
So I want to get started with this question, right? The historical narrative of white woman tears, right? How does this narrative fit into the accountability and then the victimhood of what the copycat is claiming, right? Speak to us about the historical narrative of white woman tears.
Well, I mean, I'm not a white woman, but again, I've said before that I've had my own situations where I was in situations where I felt uncomfortable by what was being said by a white woman, and I've always kept my distance. I've never, dated white women, and I've always just, been attracted to black women. But I understand far too often that the weaponization of things that a white woman can say against black men or black people have real life consequences. I mean, Tulsa was over something like that. An entire community was burnt down because a woman said that she was touched by a young black male, and they burnt the town down. And so I know, no one nobody black is immune or not susceptible for that kind of conversation we had and those kind of accusations we had before. But when it comes to, again, our IP and our intellectual property, these are the kind of things that really, really bother me, because again, I'll use the word allegedly, that she allegedly copied this user's, allegedly copied Bree's invention, and then when she's getting questioned about it, she files a lawsuit. And again, those are the things that just happen systemically over our community time and time again when it comes to our inventions.
You said one thing, that TikTok is coming to her defense.
Yeah.
So I think I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of white women on TikTok who are coming to her defense as well, the black woman's defense.
Yes.
That's one thing we don't talk about. We do talk about the white woman's tears, but there are some white women who get busy.
Absolutely.
There are some white women who really get busy for us, and they will read a white woman who is crying for no reason to the ground. And so I think that it's important to talk about that, because we need that. We need that voice. We need the white woman who is, and I have friends who, white women who are friends that will read you to the ground. And so that's important. That's so incredibly important for them to know that we see you, we appreciate you, and keep doing it, because they know their people. You know what I mean? They know what that looks like. You know, so it's important.
Yeah, and
That's important.
To be candid, that's how I even saw the story, was a white woman that was calling her out. She's like, they might not be able to talk about you, but I'm going to talk about you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to call you out on what you're doing.
Yes.
And why you're copying this black woman. And not only allegedly did she copy the actual product, but even the way that Bree marketed her product online. So even the marketing strategy that she was using to market the product. So for those out there that want to actually check out Bree's content too, you can go to BreeRomy.com. That's BREROMI.com. And these hair clips, they're so amazing. They're cute. They're stars and they're bold. And it's like, is black girl magic in action? And once again, somebody's coming and trying to just snatch that from us. And so I think it's very important, again, that's the role of black media, to make sure that we talk about these things and have these conversations to protect our creatives. I think it's important.
Do you think that black creators and inventors, we should be more aggressive about filing patents early on in the process?
Look, I'm working on this thing with Sexy Red right now. I told her, you weren't here. I don't think you were here. But so what I say about that is that black culture freestyles greatness and innovation. And sometimes we do it to a fault, but we don't understand that we're doing something and saying something that can make a lot of money.
We don't understand that we're the cultural engine.
Yes.
We just don't get, we know it, but we don't understand that without what we are innovating, without what we are creating, nothing moves. And the minute we understand the minute we get it, then that's when we take our power and say, oh, wait a minute. You know, when I say go, it's go. When I don't move, then nothing moves.
Right. There's so much power in that. And so we'll say things, and I'm like, man, you better trademark that.
Yeah.
You better copyright that. This is a couple episodes ago that shout out to Kai Cenat, who's doing Mafiathon 3. But his last Mafiathon last year, he had Sexy Red on there, and she said something during the broadcast with Kai Cenat, and I trademarked what she said. I went and I said, somebody gonna take that, make a bunch of money, put their kids through college, and Sexy Red gonna be like, hey, that's mine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, when you freestyle some fly phrase online, make sure you trademark it. And so we're working on that product and that phrase right now.
Nice.
To have it out.
You're giving it, each episode you give more and more clues about what it could be.
No, I'm just saying, look, man, we gotta stop saying fly stuff. Anytime that I say something,
help it.
That's my point. It's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, I told you something that I filed a trademark on, and I'll say it again. I filed a trademark on Shits and Giggles. Guess what I filed it for? On toilet paper with jokes on it.
Oh, wow.
See, it was like,
that's good.
So as soon as I came with that, I was like, yo, trademark that.
Yeah.
Toilet paper, napkins. I said toilet paper, Shits and Giggles, toilet paper with jokes on it. Because if I say it, and then somebody runs off with it, I can't be mad that I didn't do my due diligence.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Black culture has to do its due diligence in what we say and what we create and what we invent. So we're making these, I've seen this time and time again. Some black designer will make a real cool jean, and it'll be on fashion over the next week. Or anything. It's just the same thing over and over again.
But then also we gotta know, we don't have that information. A lot of us don't have that information, even though we should, because it's very accessible. We can find out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're so excited to create that we forget the business part of it.
But that's social media. That's the reason why I made Fanbase.
Yeah.
We'd be so excited to create the dance, the challenge, all these things, and then meanwhile the infrastructure winds up being worth $300 billion. About 12, 15 people that don't look like us are multi-billionaires, have yachts and mansions and boats, and go on to invest in other companies, and they wind up buying basketball teams and influencing elections and being about all the real estate and all these other things. And we got to stop and think we have to build the infrastructure of the things that we create first. That is why Fanbase is there. I'll say it again. If I was white, I would have not built this app. I would have not built this app as a white guy, because there would be no need for another white person to build another social media platform that leverages black culture that doesn't give them anything. 2, if I did not know that the value of this platform could reach hundreds of billions of dollars, because I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I see that ByteDance is worth about $340 billion. Instagram separated away from Meta's a $300 billion company. Meta's a $1.9 trillion company, and someone black needs to own an infrastructure that leverages our culture, that leverages our culture to that type of valuation, that type of wealth.
Yeah. You know, I think the theme of this episode is the role black media plays in defending, right? What is the larger conversation about how black media defends us in legal battles and in public battles?
That's a good question.
I mean, when you think about black media, defending us, that comes. Al Sharpton is a part of black media. What's his name? Ben Crump, defending us. We need those. We need more. We need more defenders. We need more people who are coming out to say our name, coming out to defend. We need more, and it needs to be authentic. But at the same time, we have to be okay with breaking down the stories just like you did. That's important. Because a lot of times we don't understand the story. A lot of times we'll just like you said, like we'll read the headline and okay, that's what it is, but we really have to break it down so we can understand, this is how this could impact me. We need to understand how it impacts us. So black media has to break things down, take time and just and break it down. Break down the story just like you did. That was brilliant.
Well, what's your take?
The role?
Yeah.
Say it again. I'm gonna make sure I said it. Answer that question because I got a freestyle.
Yeah, so that's right. We're about to freestyle greatness.
Exactly.
What role does black media play in defending black creators legally and in the public eye?
It's your duty. It's your duty to do so, which is why I'm on this mission to say that individual success is great, but sometimes there's real opportunities to tell stories, and everybody can't pay, $5,000 for you to post it on your website. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the news has to be told. Imagine that. Like, that's the thing about journalism. And I understand we always got listen, I understand you built your business, you got your following up on Instagram, your following is large, but I've had to call and really yell at a few people in moments of time where I'm like, so check this out. This is what makes me mad. I'm like, all right, this will make me mad. Same again. So something goes viral. A conversation happens about an app. Again, something like Red Note or Lemonade is going viral on social media, or people are talking about it. And those same sites will talk about those platforms for free. Blue Sky gets all the press for free. Lemonade gets all the press for free, right? Red Note gets all the press for free. Spill, nobody talks about it. Fanbase, nobody talks about it. Spoutable, nobody talks about it. In black media wants you to pay them $5,000, $10,000 to talk about the same app that someone else is really trying to copy your stuff and make you pay for it. And sometimes journalists just got to be journalists. You just got to tell the story. Because everybody ain't got the money just to spend $5,000 every time for you to talk about something, especially as important as building infrastructure that we own. And so a lot of times there's stories that need to be told. So again, if Bree Rumby wants to get her story out, she might not have $5,000 to get one of these blogs.
And that speaks to their credibility too. Like, tell a story just to tell the story because it's an important story to tell. It's because it's what the public needs to know. Otherwise, if everything is pay to play, then nobody is going to trust you. Nobody is going to trust. And once we find out, this is pay to play. Okay, well, this is a game. And who knows what the most important stories are and what are not important stories, because we know that they've been, they were paid to tell the story. No, just tell the story that needs to be told.
Say it again.
Tell the story that needs to be told.
I want to follow up with that.
Yeah.
You as a producer, how would you break down a newsroom so that it is more comfortable to tell those black stories for other reporters who may not be of color?
Yeah, I love that. Let me tell you something. I was talking to one of my reporters, and I asked him. I emailed him, and he's a black man. But I asked him. I said, and I can't remember. It was a police brutality story, and the question was whether we show the actual beating on air. And I was of the mind that, let's not show it on air. And the reason why I didn't want to show it on air is because I didn't want it to become entertainment, this black man being beaten. And it was during his hit. And I asked him, and then he had told, he said he wanted to show it. So I asked him, I said, why? Why do you think it was important to show that? And he explained why. He gave his side, and I understood it. It's the same thing. And then I showed, once I heard his side of the story, I said, okay, well, we'll show it on air. It's the same thing with a person who is not black, a person who is not of color. It's just having an open conversation. It's saying this is why this is important. And people get it. It's just having an open conversation, asking the uncomfortable questions about race, about perspectives, about that kind of thing. Just ask. Once you open it up and say that, and it shows that you're safe to ask a question, these people, some people do not know. They really don't know. You're not them, they're not you. They haven't lived your life. You haven't lived their life. So just ask the question, why is this important? How did this harm you? How does this impact your community? Just ask. And then people are more than willing, particularly in the newsroom, to listen.
I love
Did that answer your question?
That completely answered my
Okay.
question. I think that was probably the best. That is the best answer I could have hoped for from a question.
It is.
That. You know. So we talked about a few. I was running up on time here. We talked about two people in particular, A.B. Burns, Tucker, and Bree.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My question is when creators like Bree get silenced and then Tucker is misrepresented, right? What does this show us about why black ownership is essential?
Knowledge.
Well, for one, it goes back to what I said last week. When there are people who control how far you can go, if I'm telling a story that impacts my community, I need that person who is controlling how far I can go to look like me. I need them to have, I need you to understand the interest. I need you to understand why it's important to tell this story as raw as it is. So that's why black media is important, so that we can tell the stories without strings attached, without an agenda that does not help us, without an agenda that may silence. It may not necessarily be set to silence us, but it silences us. And so that's what ends up happening a lot of times. A lot of times we are impacted more than anyone else, even if it's not, even if it's not supposed to be us, even if it's not, okay, this is not centered on you, it impacts us anyway, more than it impacts anyone else. Does that make sense? And so the person who pulls the strings, I need them to. I need them.
Let me hit you on the black ownership, right? Why are these two particular people examples of why black ownership is essential?
Because not only do the stories need to be told, they need to be told in length. So a lot of times, it'll be a conversation that somebody says, oh, so-and-so just had a bad, whatever the story is, and they get like 2 minutes on air. And there's like, time to go to commercial. I'm like, I didn't even get to talk about what I need to talk about. That is why I say that black media, if you can't say what you want, when you want, how often you want, the way you want, you're not media, right? You got some handcuffs on you. And in the black community, we need to be able to have those conversations and have large, long conversations about those types of subjects. So if it is Bree, if it is what's the name with Taylor Lorenz, like we need to be able to talk about those things in depth. It doesn't need to be a 30-second piece. It needs to be a 10-minute conversation, a 30-minute conversation, an hour-long conversation, or an ever-flowing conversation, a conversation that never stops, right? And so we have to support black news in those types of ways. When I think of fan base, I think of fan base as infrastructure that allows us to disseminate content. Be very, very clear. The distribution of content and information is going to go through social networks. It's happening right now. Most of you probably get your news through one of a few different sites, whether it's Threads, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right? You're getting your news there instantaneously. That is the future of how all content is going to be distributed. Now, think about who owns those platforms, who's supporting those platforms, who's funding those platforms, what is the agenda of the people that have anything to do with those platforms. And if you can't say that for 100% certainty they align with Black culture and Black people, then that automatically lets you know that we need our own platforms. It lets you know that we need our own. We need a fan base, right? We need a fan base to be able to have fun. We also need a fan base to be able to share our information and have our conversations, and that's why it's important.
And everybody is welcome, but we just need, the top person just needs, we just need to have the top person.
That's one more thing.
Everybody.
So sometimes it's like, I don't understand why, and it's always opposite world. I don't understand why that, I said this before, that things that are built by white people or Asian people are automatically perceived to be for everybody.
Yeah.
And for some reason, if somebody Black builds something, it's like it's only just for us.
And only Black people can work there.
And only Black people can work there. Only Black people can use it. Only Black people can have it. That's not how you really scale businesses. And I think what's important about that is I built Fanbase to be a global platform. It's okay for someone to own a social media platform that white people use, that Latino people use, that Asian people use, right? That Indian people use, that African people use, but a Black man built the platform. That is the design. It's almost like taking pride and ownership of something Black is almost like a strike against you. And let me tell you something. I've dealt with
Yeah, how are you? Welcome. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes, then we'll get started. Hope everyone's doing well, having a good week. Oh, I see Fanbase Tech's reporting the house. We're good. So if you have any complaints, you know who to go to. I'm just kidding. Happy Thursday. Sunny, I don't know you guys, but the short weeks are the worst weeks for me. Everyone's trying to crunch everything in 4 days or less. You end up doing a lot but not getting a lot done. But what's up, Paula? How are you? Welcome. All right, we're gonna get started soon. We're waiting a few more minutes for others to join. As usual, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to hear from you guys. I know last week I was doing the watch party with Vincent, but I feel like we haven't talked in a while. So today I'm going to open up the stage, just in case anyone wants to come and have a conversation. Hey, Nandi, Melvin, how are you? Neil, welcome. Cosmic Glider. Ooh, Javi's in the house. What's up, Javi? Open well. We'll wait until 5:03 and then we'll get started. Welcome. Party's getting started. How are you guys? Maurice, Jaybird, Chantel. What's going on, guys? We'll wait until 5:03 and we'll get started. I'll introduce myself shortly because I'm seeing new faces, which is always a good something thing. Hope everyone's doing well. Finishing the short week in a good way. Let's see. I'm getting things set up here. We won't have watch party today, but I'm taking a little break from the cameras. But I'm here still. We have a lot to talk about. And I think next watch party is going to be fun because I have a lot of stuff to show you guys. Yes, welcome new users to the Fanbase family indeed. let's get started. I know that there's going to be a lot of users that are going to be joining later on. Welcome to another Thursday Tech Talk. My name is Rama. I'm Fanbase's CTO. I have the pleasure of being here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to share and be the voice of all the amazing work that the product development team here at Fanbase is doing every single day. And they've been working really, really hard. We'll talk a little bit about that. We have a very, very hefty release coming out very soon. And I want to say thank you to the entire product development team, because there's so much that goes on behind doors, under the hood, and you guys. My job is really to share how much effort goes into everything that we do, every single functionality. So with that said, if you're new to this Tech Talk, what we do is we review briefly what's going on in this current development cycle. We call each development cycle a sprint. A sprint is a 2-week cycle. That means that every 2 weeks at Fanbase, we have a guaranteed release where we're trying to bring you value. And sometimes it's less than that. And if it's more than 2 weeks, it's because sometimes the stores, the App Store and the Google Play Store, they take longer than we would like to approve our releases, right? But every 2 weeks, you're guaranteed that we work really, really hard to bring value, improve the experience, and get you closer to making money inside Fanbase, okay? I'll talk a little bit about the team itself. If you're new, we're still a very small team for what we're doing. I always say that, we're building a beautiful monster, and we're trying to change the world. And it's just, and the development team, we're about 25 to 30 people. And that involves, from business analysts, Scrum Masters, UX, UI. I already introduced you guys to our, fairly new product owner that is here based in Atlanta. We also have our development teams that we have iOS, Android, the backend, which we also call API. We have our QA team. We have our tech support team. I consider them part of the development cycle because they are actually, your voice every time you share an issue, every time you give feedback. Tech support formalizes that. They turn around and they let us know. So definitely they're a big part of that as well. Okay. And so as you can see, there's a lot of people behind every effort. And right now we are on sprint 126. So think about that. So every sprint is a 2-week cycle. So we've been developing non-stop for 252 weeks. All right. And that's since we raised our first dollar on Start Engine, because we obviously were building and we were in beta mode before. But that's a lot of development. Okay. So we are on sprint 126. Last week we finished sprint 125. Now sprint 125 is an important one, and I'll tell you why. And I want to review with everyone why it's important. In sprint 125, we worked on a lot of different improvements and features that we're bringing, hopefully between today and next week. I say between today and next week because, again, we depend on the App Store approvals and making sure that everything is ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about sprint 125 and what we brought in here. Number one is we've been working for several months on improving the overall experience, the user experience inside Fanbase, right? And we started tackling all these different, what we consider pillars for the experience. One of them is the search, right? Every time you come into Fanbase, the first things you want to do is you want to either search for content, or you want to go and search for, other creators or users that, might share the same interests as you. So we've been working on improving the user search, and the team was able to improve it, simplify it for everyone. So starting with the next release from Spring 125, you are going to have a brand new improved search as well. Now, important to note here is that initially, and this is exclusive to you that you're here, initially some of you will experience the new search and some of you will still have the former search. We do that purposely because we like to sometimes do some A/B testing so we can truly gather insights that tells us if we're moving the right direction or not, okay? So in the case of search, if for any reason you feel like you still don't have the new search, don't get frustrated, you will get it eventually, but we're doing some initial A/B testing in there, all right? So number one, search simplification is done, and it's gonna come out in the release very soon. Number two is the navigation itself. We actually improve the entire navigation of Fanbase. We work on the top navigation, lower navigation. We move around the buttons. We are testing out new ways of creating content as well. So the UI has changed significantly. I love it personally, but that has also been completed on Sprint 125 and it's coming out in the release. We're also doing some what we call experimenting, right? We're doing small changes to see how we can bring you, the creator, closer to your audience and also closer to you making money with your content, right? So you will see small changes such as, for example, every time a piece of content is recommended, you'll be able to follow that creator right from the bat, right? Again, we're trying to drive community building. Community is super important, and we're doing small experiments to drive that as well. Now, for those that are audio super users, you will also notice some change in the look and feel of our audio bar. Audio bar, for those that are new, basically the conversation that we're having right now, you can minimize it. So if you go to the upper left-hand side, you can click on the arrow down, and when you minimize it, you get what it's the audio bar. Now, you can continue using Fanbase as you listen to all the conversations from Fanbase Audio. We also improve and adjusted that audio bar. Now, it's not only about giving you a better experience, it's also about preparing ourselves for what's coming next. So a lot of these increments are the ground point for other things that are coming, and the audio bar is no exception as well, okay? So that has been completed and it's also coming. We've done a lot of bug fixing and ironing out on audio as well. So within this release, you're going to be seeing several improvements on audio. One thing for you to note as well that we're trying to get better and better every day is as you share feedback, as you report issues that you might have, our goal is every time we solve those issues, either by means of a hotfix or a relief, such as the one that is coming up, we'll reach out back to you and we'll let you know, right? Because I know a lot of times, you might report an issue that you have, and we have to deprioritize it because we have a lot of priorities. But maybe, in 1 or 2 months or 1 or 2 weeks, we fix that. You should hear from us, okay? And that's what we're trying to get better, because we want you to know that we're listening, and we want you to know that we're taking action on what you're sharing. That's why if you're new to Fanbase and you want to be heard, you want to share ideas, you want to share any issues, I always recommend to shake your phone. You heard me right, shake your phone, because when you do that, you're automatically, number one, creating a ticket and formalizing whatever feedback you want to give us. And number two, you give us a lot of anonymous data that we can use without having to bother you for more information, okay? So going back to the release itself and Sprint 125 that we just finished, we will have also bug fixing specifically on audio as well, okay? So that's in the past, because we finished that last week, but the release is coming up. It's running a little bit behind. We're also going to have a brand new onboarding on that release. We're starting to focus heavily on what we call first user experiences. So we have a new onboarding, and the idea is, Fanbase is still a new concept to a lot of people, but not because of what the app has and what the app does, but the concept itself, the fact that you can actually make money out of content is still a new concept from most of the world out there, believe it or not. So as we get new users that either come as creators to create content, or they came because of a creator, because they saw some content that they want to see or they want to build community, we want to make sure that we close that gap between a new platform, a new concept, and you becoming part of Fanbase community. So there is a lot of thought process beyond the onboarding. The marketing team has been doing a great job collaborating with that, and that will also change. Now, you might be asking, for some of you that have been in Fanbase for quite some time, they're like, okay, well, you brought a new onboarding, that's great, but what is there for me? I've been in Fanbase, I know how to use it. Well, what is there for you is, as we improve and we make it easier for users to adopt Fanbase and start building and becoming part of the community, that's an improvement that can also bring eyes to your content, can build your communities, can be part of your camps, all your conversations, and so on. So everything has to do with everything, and we're always looking up to basically the end goal, which is how can we get you closer to making money on your content, which has value, all right? So a lot of things coming up in this release. I'm hoping that next Thursday, we'll do a watch party and we'll walk through the entire release together. So we can talk about it, you can give us feedback, and we can continue improving it together, all right? So don't think that I just threw a new release with a lot of stuff to you and then I forgot. We'll come back next Thursday and we'll go deeper into that as well, okay? With that said, before I start with what we're working currently, which is Sprint 126, I want to remind everyone that if you have any questions, comment, feedback that you want to share in this audio room, please put it on the chat, okay? And then I'll do my best to answer those. And then I think I'm going to enable the stage again, so some of you can come and we can have a conversation as well today, all right? Let's see, I'm going to go quickly through the chat room and see if there's really any other questions there before I continue. I see some of you, thank you. Remind everyone that we are still in a regular race. So if you're interested in investing in the very same platform that you're using and you're giving value to, you can become an owner and become a true part of the Fanbase family. So you can go to startengine.com/fanbase. Again, startengine.com/fanbase if you want to help us close that race. All right. Let's see. Hey, Joseph, how are you? I'm going to give some love as you guys give me some great questions and stuff. Rama, please touch on the algorithm and if it's been improved dramatically. Okay, we'll talk about the algorithm. Actually, that's going to be part of my Sprint 126 status to you guys because we're actually working on it. It's coming very soon. Let's see. Question, what makes the crowns move around on the screen so often, even when no one is coming out or in? So it's a good question. It gets a little bit technical, but I'm going to try to make it non-technical. So every time that you have any type of disconnection with your phone, because the reality that even in today's technology, there's always I call them micro disconnections, meaning that for 1 millisecond or 1 second, something happened that the throughput wasn't high enough or you had a disconnection. Now, when it comes to audio, the throughput needed is not as much as, or the bandwidth needed is not as much as if you would, be doing live streaming, right? But it still happens. What happens today is every time there is a micro disconnection there, then that might cause the users to move around. That's something that we're actually going to be working on, and probably we're going to be more lenient on those micro disconnections, and that will actually help not only the visualization of busy audio rooms, but also will help even in the use of battery and data from your phones as well. Okay, so we're aware. It's something that can definitely be improved, and we're hoping to be able to do that soon as well. Okay. All right. Someone said also I love the bonus lab campaign. Please pass it on. All right. I'll tell that to the marketing team. They've been doing some experiments on that side as well. Okay. Let's see. Rama, how come I've never seen anyone share posts from Fanbase on platforms? There's a lot of sharing. I'm not sure again what platform you use outside of Fanbase, but we are seeing a lot of creators sharing their content and their profile. In fact, it's been proven that the more you share outside of Fanbase, the more downstream and more chances you get to make money. We're definitely, working on building ways to make that even easier and encourage that even more. But we are seeing a lot of sharing.
TikTok, and I'm live on YouTube right now.
Right? So good questions. Let's see. Let's see. What else? Rama, has the team taken into account the rollout of the Fanbase out competitor? So Fanbase.com, let me tell you a story about Fanbase.com. It's not the rollout. They've been around for quite some time, okay? And what they're doing is, not to call them scammers. Oh, I just did. And they're trying to reach out of the truth, the real Fanbase. They actually try to, come to us and sell us their domain for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's a business that it keeps transforming themselves, and they're trying to, get it as close as they can to Fanbase. So we're aware. We're doing everything that we can do in our power.
About Fanbase, just did a live audio room streaming about Fanbase.
Our own movement, and that's a priority over everything else. But we're aware, and we'll see what we can do on that. But I'm not too worried. Let's see. Who's Fanbase competitor? I like that question. It's more like an investment. So I can say, there are platforms that they do similar things that Fanbase does. So I guess you could call them competitor in that aspect. But to us, there's not a single platform yet that is a social economy platform. What I mean with that is you have your Instagrams, you have your TikToks, they're all social media platforms, right? Their business model is based on advertising. They have their user base, their creator base as an accessory to their means, to the platform means, which is to make money, right? So obviously it's a successful business, they make money, no one is denying that, but their business model, it's around advertising and the platform itself, right? And then you have those that are creator economy platforms like the Patreons, where they are creator centric. Their business models are very similar to Fanbase. They have subscriptions. Some of them, they might have micro tipping as well, but they don't have community. They're trying to build community, but they don't have it, right? And for us, what we did is, what we are, is the social economy, which is basically the merge of the social media, the creator economy world into one. So we're all about the creator. Everything that we do and every single revenue model and feature that we come out, we think about it, how can that benefit the creator? Because when it benefits the creator, it benefits everyone. So we're truly creator centric, and we're all about building community. That's why we do all these features, and we're trying to continue improving the experience within Fanbase so we can help you build community, because it's all related. You can have the best content in the world, you can be the best creator in the world, but if you don't have community around that, then there's a missing piece, right? So to answer that question, those platforms that I mentioned are similar, but they're not direct competitors. They're trying to steer, right? You're seeing
Just got loves for saying that I'm live on Fanbase. I just typed that, just received love.
But they're,
right now.
Years of ad-driven models that are hard to change. And they have those that are creator economy that are trying to build community, but they're also struggling to do so. So I still think we have an advantage. Obviously, we're always trying to move as quickly as possible, But that's what I think about the competitors itself. They're not direct competitors, but they're definitely very similar to our business. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, I like this question. Rama, any plans for FIFA World Cup 2026? Well, I'm definitely going to be watching those games. I can tell you that. And I would love to do something with Fanbase. It's a great opportunity to, build content and community. But things have been so busy that I haven't really thought about it. And it's right here in our front yard, backyard, right? In Atlanta here, we're going to have 8 games, I think, for the World Cup. So I'm super excited. And let's see, what else we have? I'm going through some of the questions. If you just joined through the chat room, before we continue talking about development. Let's see. Is Fanbase preparing for a TikTok shutdown and picking up new users? So, Deborah, I appreciate you asking that. So, we did have a one-day TikTok shutdown in January, as most of you guys know. It was a crazy weekend, even though it was a one day. And we got a lot of really good stuff out of it. Not only users, but we also got a lot of feedback and learnings. Personally, I think that on every event from a major player such as TikTok, there's always an opportunity for us, right? I feel like already most users out there that use TikTok and Instagram, they're looking for alternatives. They're looking for something that, truly move the needles for them. Because the overnight success that you see on all these creators that make thousands or millions, it's not an overnight success. It's a lot of work. And so, we're always an alternative to that because, like we always say, anyone can come to Fanbase and make money from day one. No matter if you have 100 followers, if you have 300 followers. So I don't think we'll have the same TikTok shutdown as we had in January. I do believe there's going to be a transitioning. That's why the whole TikTok keeps getting delayed, right? And that transitioning might mean TikTok coming out with a US version of their platform. And I think even in that event, we are already considering how we can take advantage because I think already those audiences are already fragile. They're like, we need a new change. And when something like that happens, I do feel it will be a good opportunity for us to do something about it. So we have that in mind. That's why we're trying to release all these improvements, especially the algorithm improvement coming out this month in September, because we think that's going to prepare us definitely in a better way than January for what might happen mid-September. Okay? Let's see. Does Fanbase plan on adding privacy capabilities such as allowing users to make their profiles private and allowing who can see a user, followers, etc.? Yeah, we've talked about it. We actually are working on a privacy and security, what we call EPIC, where we're working on blog functionality and stuff like that to improve it. That's long overdue. And we have talking about the concept of private versus public, but we haven't gotten to it quite yet. But we do recognize the importance of choice, especially that's what Fanbase is for, right? Like we always say that we want everyone to be themselves and be you without limits. And that sometimes means giving you the tools to do whatever you want to do. If you want to be private, you can be private. If you want to be public to the world, you can do that too. So we definitely believe in that. We haven't got to it quite yet. All right, let's see what else we have. My net for sure. I mean, the .com situation, believe me, I would love to. I don't want to undermine it, but again, given where we are and what they're trying to get from us, it's not viable. So we're just trying to choose our balls. But I agree that it's important. When will Fanbase release the music feature for creators? We used to have music in the Flix vertical. Flix is the short form video editing. We took it away because the partner that we were using for music, went away basically. And after that, we decided that the next time we wanted to implement music, we had to do it the right way. And it just takes a lot of effort and a lot of money to bring music throughout the entire app. Luckily for us, one of our advisors is one of the best guys in the music industry. So we do have a plan. When will we start actioning that plan? I'm not sure yet. We're trying to close the race first. That will enable us to do a lot of things. The sooner we close that race, the sooner we can start with the music roadmap as well. But there is a pretty robust music roadmap as well. All right, let's see what else we have. Does Fanbase's algorithm read the file name or the title of a video when choosing who to show the video? So we do consider a lot of variables, and the variables go beyond the text that you guys can write. If we will have an algorithm that will base it only on what you write, then it will be a very manipulated algorithm if you think about it. So we go beyond that. We definitely consider all the different variables, and it's not only about the content type. It's also about the creator type, and there's a lot. And the way we are building this new iteration of the algorithm that is coming out this month, it's pretty impressive. The team has been doing a great job. We were able to finally dedicate resources just to the algorithm. So I'm hoping that once we get closer to the launch date, we can have a thorough conversation, because as part of the algorithm and how it differentiates from the rest is also giving transparency, so you understand what values and how we're trying to give visibility to creators and their content as well. Let me see. Let's see what else we have. Can Fanbase keep up the great work? 100%. We're trying to. We'll keep up the great work for sure. All right. Someone is saying, I'm waiting on a Fanbase marketplace. It's coming. It will come for sure. Marketplace is one of the revenue avenues that we know that it's very valuable to creators. The implementation, it's a little bit, it has to be a robust implementation. It has a lot of considerations. So we're hoping to get to that soon. All right. All right. Well, thanks for those questions and feedback. I want to continue and talk about the next topic, which is, okay, what are we doing in this sprint, which is 126, and what is coming up after this release that we just talked about, okay? So again, you're gonna hear me say a lot of things are being done, and the reason I always like to remind everyone is that we work in an agile Scrum manner, meaning that while a subset of the team is, for example, working on refining new functionality, another subset might be prototyping it, and another one might be developing, another one might be testing. So that allows us to move in an agile way and in parallel, right? So some of the things that I might mention now are not necessarily being tested and they're part of the release, but rather they're being worked in this current sprint, okay? So number one, we'll continue improving the bug fixing. I want to say again, kudos to the development team. In Q2, one of our objectives, our OKRs, was to reduce our product backlog issues by at least 70%, and the team was able to get to 82% in one quarter, which was awesome. So 82% of the issues and things that we had in the backlog were resolved, but we'll continue. Bug fixing is an ever evolving and ever releasing item, okay? We are working, just like we're trying to simplify the search and the navigation, which again is coming out in the release that is coming up very, very soon. We're also working on content simplification, which means we're aiming at simplifying the way you create content to the point where it doesn't really matter what format you want to upload it. We want it to be quick, fun, and cool. right? So it's easy, and you want to create as much content as you can inside Fanbase. So that's being worked on. That has a lot of different phases, some technical, some non-technical, but it is being worked. It has been refined. So the team is starting to develop that. That's probably going to take the rest of the year, and hopefully we'll surprise everyone. And we'll have that before the end of the year for sure. Okay. Then we have, I'm looking the algorithm. I talked about that. That's our number one priority. We're still a few weeks away from the MVP. I think it's going to make a big difference in the platform. And again, it's going to be a starting point, because the difference between Fanbase and the rest of the platforms is you have not only one type or even 2 or 3 types of content. You have 6 different types of content. You have audio conversations, you have live streams, you have stories, and everything that you do within Fanbase is a variable that tells what you're interested about and what would you like to engage and see, right? So as we deploy this new algorithm MVP, we are going to start in phases. So you're going to start seeing a lot of values in main sections such as the main feed, flicks, and so on. And then as we progress, we're going to bring this into other areas of the platform, including Fanbase audio as well. Okay, as we grow, and you're going to have, hundreds or thousands of audio rooms, wouldn't it be cool that it always caters to the topics that you're most interested about, right? Rather than have to go and search for all of them. So that's the kind of roadmap that is waiting for the algorithm, but the algorithm MPP is being finalized, and hopefully will be out this month in September. Okay, there's always a lot of invisible work that is important still for Fanbase as a platform, as an ecosystem, and as a business. Number one is we're continuing working on infrastructure improvement. We're always trying to become efficient on how we use infrastructure, because at the end of the day, that's also cost for the company. So we're doing every sprint, we're doing work on that. We're also doing and continue doing automation. Automation is a big variable in becoming scalable and having better output every time we release. So the QA team is growing our automation coverage. So every time we release things, you're seeing less and less issues along those releases as well. Okay. Another thing that is actually being tested, which is exciting to see that, is the notification refactor. We are revamping the entire notification system. That's going to come with not only improvements on the speed of delivery of the notifications, the type of notifications, but also on the UI UX of the notifications itself, right? So you don't miss anything that is relevant to you, and you also have controls over what you want to be notified about. So that's being done. That's close to being, finished testing, and I'm hoping that's also going to be part of Q3's releases. Let's see what else. I'm looking through here. I think that's where we are for now. Again, there's a lot more. I'm going to throw you some teasers to you, but these are teasers only. So don't come back to me and say, hey, Rama, you told me it was coming. I'm saying it's coming right away, but it is finally in our immediate roadmap, okay? So number one, I did mention that dark mode has been approved, has been prototyped, so it's in the development queue. That's going to take some time to do it, but we're going to do it. Finally, it's formalized. So it's no more like, yeah, we would like to do it, but we're going to do it. We also are putting improvements on the purchase experience when someone subscribes to you, when someone buys labs. We're improving that as well. Let's see what else we have. I'm trying not to, spill all the surprises here, but we're going to be doing a lot of different experiments. Some of them are going to be really cool. Some of them are related to love, unlocking. I'm looking through what else, and many, many other things. But there's a lot of great things. But again, our number one priority still remains to be retention for us. And as such, we're heavily focusing on first user experience. we're aiming with the release that is coming out between this week and next week. We're gonna make a big step towards better first user experiences, and with the algorithm, that's gonna improve it even more. But there's still a lot of work to be done there, and so we'll continue emphasizing on that first user experience for sure. Okay, so as you can see, it's never a dull moment here in Fanbase. We never get bored. In fact, we have so much work, and that's why we're raising money. We're trying to, build better, be more efficient, but at the same time, also grow the team. But we're still, moving, and we're moving quicker than we expected, 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm excited about that. With that said, that's all I had for you guys, but now it's time for you guys to ask away. If any of you, I'm gonna go with the chat first, but if any of you wanna come on stage and have a chat, I'll be glad to bring you up. Let's see what else. Will Fanbase have an audio-visual audio room Sunday? So, not sure what you are envisioning for audio-visual. I will tell you that we do have the functionality of watch party, right? So you are able to have a live stream inside the audio room, just like I do every other Thursday. And that's an audio-visual experience. The idea is to continue evolving the watch party functionality and concept. So we can have more integrations, even improvements such as, being able to put the app in background but still be able to watch the watch party and so on. So let's see. Someone asked, do you release beta versions? So interesting that you ask. We actually started releasing beta versions in this release, and we want to start doing that. We're doing that internally first. So we are making our entire team beyond development to use the beta version for a very long time. And we want to start deploying those to a subset of our users. So I'm a big believer in beta versions. And I think going forward, we're going to be using more and more of those. And in fact, the past 2 weeks, I've been using the beta version for a while, which has been awesome. Let's see. All right. Can Fanbase make exclusive posts public so users can easily have subscribers? Well, I'm not sure I understood that question. So you do have the option of creating a post public or exclusive. And there's usually a strategy behind that. If you're a creator that, all the content that you create is exclusive content only, then, it's hard for anyone to be able to tell what kind of content, are they going to be paying for, right? So the strategy is the combination of both public and exclusive, right? So tease them through public and then bring them to your exclusive content. That has been a strategy that has been proven to work very well for a lot of creators in Fanbase. But you can actually do both. The only vertical that doesn't have exclusive and the paywall is Flix. And that has to do because at the time we had music in Flix and we couldn't do exclusive, but we're definitely going to be bringing exclusive to Flix as well. But in every other vertical, including stories, live streams, audio, you can have exclusive and public as well. All right. You tell Kenneth that I do love prophecy stuff, but well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Make sure you report it, and if you report it, tech support. I got some of those too. I just thought it was funny. Let's see. Oh, there she is. Let me do it. Okay. All right. What else we have? Can you make it where we can podcast visually? Well, watch parties exactly that. You can podcast visually, right there. And guess what? As we continue evolving that, you'll be able to imagine if you can podcast visually watch party while you're still browsing through not only the app but also your phone. So that's definitely. But you can start today. Let me go this. Hold on. You can start today doing a visual podcast through Watch Party for sure. Right. What else we have? What else we have? Nothing else? Okay. Anyone wants to come up? Share anything? But again, next Thursday, I think it's gonna be a big Thursday. I'm hoping we can sit down on a watch party, and I can walk you through the entire release that is coming up. It's a hefty one. The experience will change significantly. Not only I want your feedback, but I also want to show it to you details and the reasons behind why we did well. So just be on the lookout. I definitely encourage you to come and join me again next Thursday. And let's see what else we have. Did someone do a how to Fanbase watch party video? We do have a how to for watch party, I believe. If you go to learn.fanbase.app, but I'll definitely check with the marketing team because we just grew our marketing team and we're starting to do a lot of different content. A lot of that is not only to do the storytelling behind why we do what we do, but a lot of that is also educational. How you can do this, how you can do that. So I think that's good feedback. Joyce, you can come up, but you gotta behave, okay? Where are you? Did you put your hand up? Let me see. Oh, there you are. Alright, let's see. I don't see your hand up. There you are. Good afternoon. There you are. How are you?
Hey, Grandma, you said behave. Don't I always behave?
It's always good to put that disclaimer. You never know.
I know. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate this Thursday, every Thursday that you've been doing. I just want to say that. But also, again, I just want to ask about the Wednesday marketing team. I really miss them. I do, to be honest. I really do. I felt like they helped, like for the new people coming in, just getting updates, promotions, anything to do with Fanbase. Do you have any ideas that they may come up again, or what does that look like?
No, they will. I think they're trying to change the scope because I'm gonna be completely transparent and honest. What they don't want to do is they don't want to just show up in an audio room and say, okay, here we are with the marketing team. They want to make this meaningful and valuable to everyone in Fanbase. So what they're doing is they're shaping these audio rooms as creator-driven audio rooms where they come, they bring guests, and they talk about marketing for creators, how you can become a better creator, how can you market as a creator, and so on, right? And that's taking a little bit of time, especially because now they're focused on the release promotion that they're doing, but they will. It actually is part of one of the efforts that they have, but I think it's going to be better than what they used to do before, but they will come back.
That's a good answer. I appreciate it. That's all I wanted, because that's even better than just showing up.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. And I think, again, it's not the fact that they didn't want to, it's just the fact that they're like, okay, we gotta find the best way to give value in these rooms that are just showing up and talking about marketing itself, right? And I think they got the right topic and the right framework for it, and they're working on it now. So I'm hoping, sometime in September they'll start doing that again. So I'm definitely gonna. Every time you guys come to me, guess what I do? I turn around and I poke Andy and Noah and say, hey guys, they ask about you.
Thank you, Rama.
You're welcome.
Did I behave?
All right. You behave very well. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna bring Queen Mo and then we'll. Woo! Echo.
Hey, I just wanted to let people know that we do have a fan base community, fan base ambassador community here.
I myself run rooms daily. I just had
What do you love about Fanbase? Going over one-on-ones on Thursdays. This room is being streamed live on YouTube, and I also do that Saturday, and I do that today. Also on Sundays at 9, I'll go over the week fan base news. So we do have a hands-on community that's here to help if anybody needs assistance, and I do one-on-ones as well. So follow me, follow the fan base investors. Thank you for all that you do, but they do have backup.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yes, definitely. One of the reasons for our success is our community of investors, our community of users. And so we appreciate you, and we hope to continue empowering that. So thank you, Queen Mo.
No problem.
All right, guys. Well, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about today, and then we'll give you some minutes back, and maybe we'll take them next Thursday when we have a lot more to talk about. So we talked about Sprint 125. Again, every sprint is 2-week development cycles, meaning that every 2 weeks we have a new release, and we're waiting on a very hefty release that is going to come up. So be on the lookout between today and I would say Monday, just to be safe and so on. It brings a lot. It brings improvements on the way you search for users, the way you navigate through the platform, the way you create content. We also have some improvements, not only in audio, but also in improving how quickly you connect to other creators and you build community. We talked about the new sprint that started last week, 126, and everything that we're doing in that sprint as well, from the algorithm work, obviously bug fixing, content creation simplification, another notification refactor as well, and other invisible work such as infrastructure and automation improvements as well. Okay. We had some great questions and great feedback from you. Again, don't feel like this is the only space you have to come and voice yourself and share feedback. Take your phone. We're always listening. In fact, you're going to see that Fanbase Tech Support account is in the audio room, so they're always listening, trying to make sure that we're not missing anything. As we grow and as we continue, seeking the potential that we know Fanbase has, we're always going to stay close to our user base, and we think that's going to help us propel to that horizon that we have. So, with that said, I'm here every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes I do watch parties, sometimes I don't, but I'll be here nonetheless. So I encourage you to come again next Thursday. We're going to be able to talk a lot about the release that is coming out, and we'll continue building Fanbase together. So with that said, I want to wish everyone a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week, and we'll be talking very, very soon. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.